How's it going, YouTube? Prime Driver Jacob here. Gonna talk about the automatic restriction that you get on your license when you test out in an automatic truck and why it can save your life. Kind of a little backstory into this. A lot of the mega carriers are switching over to automatic transmissions in the trucks, let alone for fuel economy. Also, it's easier to recruit people and kind of a whole bunch of reasons into it. So a lot of the mega carriers that offer the paid CDL training are switching over to automatic transmissions. So if you test out in an automatic truck, due to, I believe it's federal regulations and commercial motor vehicle, you will end up with what they call an automatic restriction on your CDL. What that means is you can only drive an automatic transmission truck. You cannot drive a manual transmission. A lot of people are complaining that the mega carriers are screwing you over for your future careers, saying that they're crippling you and that's the way they're keeping you there. It's one of those things you gotta kind of separate yourself out of this. Let's look at a different career. Let's look at welding. Just because you get certified on a stick welder, which I think is the most basic welding there is, say you can stick weld, that does not mean you are certified for MIG or TIG. So just because you get one certificate does not mean that you can do all of them. And how I think this backtracks over to trucking and having that automatic restriction on your license. You were not trained in a manual transmission. You do not know how to handle that in emergencies, and especially going down downgrades, knowing to be in what proper gear to maintain your speed, so that way you're not crashing and killing someone. If you've only been trained in automatic, you have no clue about what to do with the manual transmission. So that's where I had a problem with, and Prime was kind of guilty of this, and I don't know if they're still doing it or not, of students going out with a trainer with an automatic transmission, spending 3 days on the pad learning how to drive a manual, testing out so that way they don't have the automatic restriction, and then hopping back into a trainer's truck that's automatic for the rest of their training, and then putting them in a manual transmission once they go to upgrade. The whole training process is roughly 3 to 4 months. So your 3 to 4 months experience, you had 3 days of manual transmission experience. You have no clue on how to handle that truck. I believe this winter is going to be awfully interesting for the people in those situations. I think that's also probably why we're getting a lot more rollovers on exit ramps and everything else like that. Might be playing into the fact that people are just being lazy in the automatic trucks and not slowing down through their gears and just slamming on the brakes at the last second. Don't know, but if you're not trained in a manual transmission, you should not be able to operate a manual transmission truck. That's my personal beliefs on it. As far as like people saying, oh, it's going to cripple you when you go to try and leave the mega carrier. Even the mega carriers, Prime is an example of this. When you come over from another company, you have to do an evaluation. Now, Prime does it on simulators. Some other companies, you hop on the truck and you do a simple, quick little road test to make sure you can operate that truck safely. Now, if you only driven automatic for, let's say, we'll give it 4 days. During your whole first year of driving experience, and then all of a sudden you expect to hop in a 10-speed, 13-speed, or an 18-speed, and know how to safely drive that, they're not going to hire you. Hell, even Prime was going through, and when you had to do your evaluation, if you could not pass your evaluation in a simulator, you were classified back down to a PSD, no matter what your experience was. Then you had to go out with another TNT, then you had to go through and pass everything, an evaluation, same way as you do your test. It's just an evaluation, not a test. And then go out with the TNT trainer. So don't think that just because you get the automatic restriction, you're screwed. Think of that automatic restriction as saving your life, because if you don't know how to drive a manual transmission, and say that company does not road test you, you say, oh yeah, I don't have it, I can drive a 10-speed, no problem. Get going down the road and you go to hit your first major mountain pass. Let's say it's even Mount Eagle, and all of a sudden you go cranking down the mountain and you hit it freaking 10th gear and you're fully loaded. You're either gonna wreck or you're gonna, your best case scenario on that is you're gonna hit one of the emergency pull-off ramps and you're gonna foobar up that truck. Worst case, you're killing yourself or other people on the road. So kind of take back emotions on this automatic restriction and really think about it. It's there to protect you. If you don't have the experience in something, like right now, I have a tanker endorsement. Do you think I feel safe hooking up to a tanker right now and pulling it down a grade? Or hell, even coming to a complete stop? I have zero experience with a tanker. So for me, it would be completely unsafe for me to hook up to a tanker and just drive it like I'm King Dingaling trucker. My experience is with reefer. So, bottom line, that automatic restriction on your license is there to protect you. Now you can go through once you go through training, and if you want to get that off, you can do it. I believe they're setting up a way where you can even at Prime kind of test a way around it. Look up your state's DMB requirements. I've heard some literally you just have to show up with the manual transmission and you drive around the parking lot in a bobtail real quick to make sure you can safely shift the gears, and you're good to go. So you're gonna have to look into your local DMB. No one can give you that straight answer except for them. So make sure you do your homework in it, but remember, there's a lot of things in place to protect you, not hurt you. And that's what that automatic restriction is there for, is to protect you and everyone else on the road. So, hope you enjoy this video. If you've got any questions, comments, or concerns, put them below. Email me at primedriverjacob, or get a hold of me on my Facebook at primedriverjacob. Email is primedriverjacob@gmail.com. So, alright everyone, stay safe, and talk to you next time.